Hello and welcome. This is India Today. Okay, we are just going to tell you a little bit more about that question that we are asking you, because we just showed you a video of those slogans that were raised at Ramjas College. India Today has accessed the video of Ramjas students shouting anti-India slogans at the event on the 22nd of February. Now, this video was put forward by members of the ABVP. It shows students at the Ramjas College shouting Azadi slogans, and one can clearly hear the students shouting slogans like Kashmir Mange Azadi, Bastar Mange Azadi, though we would like to clarify that we cannot independently verify the authenticity of the video, as investigations are still continuing to go on. In fact, the Delhi police did address the media earlier in the morning, and they said that investigations will continue and therefore they cannot comment. They are in possession of this video as well, and they would be only studying it and seeing it to find out whether this video is fake or genuine. Okay, let's go straight across now to Managing Editor, India Today, Rahul Kaval.
We want to go across now, live and exclusive to Mysore. Joining us from there is BJP MP Pratap Simha. He's the leader who put out that comparison. There, it's on your screen in just a moment. Dawood Ibrahim and Martyr's daughter Gurmehar Kaur at the same time. On the one side of the screen saying at least Dawood Ibrahim did not use the crutches of his father's name to justify his anti-national stand. This split screen image, Gurmehar Kaur on the one side, Dawood Ibrahim on the other, coming in for a lot of criticism on social media. A lot of right-thinking people saying, why should a BJP MP be drawing this comparison at all? Pratap Simha has been facing a lot of flack. This is the first time he's speaking out in public since the time he put out this rather controversial tweet. Member of Parliament, welcome to our broadcast. You've put out this split screen image, Dawood Ibrahim on the one side, Gurmehar Kaur on the other. Why in the world would you compare Gurmehar Kaur with Dawood Ibrahim, sir?
First of all, let me set the record very straight. I did not compare Gurmehar Kaur with Dawood Ibrahim, even in my borrowed analogy. I only tried to expose the stupidity and immaturity of her statement by giving a metaphor or an analogy of Dawood Ibrahim, nothing else. And let me ask you, in her earlier postings, she only expressed her views by saying, Pakistan did not kill my father, war did. What does it mean? See, if her father had killed in a war cannot happen with one nation. You need two nations for a war. If India is on one side, which is the country that is on the other side, and India cannot wage a war against itself. Her father got killed in Kashmir, and who killed her? Who killed him? That is my question. If it is not Pakistan, and which is the other country?
But Pratap Simha, the question that's being asked of you and everyone who's been critical of Gurmehar is this, that as somebody who's gone through a sense of personal loss, if this is the worldview that she's evolved her thinking to, that's really her choice, is it not? Why should she be attacked, trolled, mocked, be labeled anti-national if that's the view she has? Surely she's entitled to her view, and that's something that others should respect. Don't you think, MP?
Sir, with all earnestness, let me ask you, when Nandita Thakur, Shilpi Tiwari, Preeti Gandhi were targeted, why this question was not raised? And forget about these ladies. When the 13-year-old Jahanavi challenged Kanhaiya Kumar, the India head of Twitter, Rahil Kurshi, he trolled her. He trolled the 13-year-old girl. At that time, none did not ask these kind of questions. And let me come to the issue of Gurmehar Kaur. See, what is the difference between the so-called sons and daughters of politicians who exploit their father's position, power, money to get into politics or to get elected, and this lady who is using her father's martyrdom for cheap publicity or to get a celebrity status? You please explain to me.
One second. As a responsible member of parliament, for you to say that this is cheap publicity or that she's using her father's status as a martyr, that's rather unfortunate, because at the end of it, she's a young girl, she's entitled to her view. Now, whether her father died fighting during the Kargil war or died soon after, the status remains that of a martyr. And as an independent thinking woman, Gurmehar is entitled to her view. I can disagree with parts of what she's saying, you can disagree with parts of what she's saying, but she is entitled to her view. To say that she's exploiting her father's status, that's rather unfair, sir.
Sir, she has every right to have a freedom of speech. I don't dispute, and we have every regard for her father's supreme sacrifice for the nation. But she cannot take shelter in the martyrdom of her father by giving a stupid statement.
No, but she actually hasn't referred to her father's status at all. This is an old post, and I think in this noise and fury, that reality cannot be taken away from. This is a post from May 2016. It's not a new post. Now you've seen ministers, cricketers, MPs, all of them jump in, attack this young girl. She's come out with a certain opinion. Why should such luminaries, such senior politicians, you're an MP yourself, why should you be jumping in? Just let the kid be, let her have her view.
Sir, soon after Modi ji got elected to power, who started this politics of intolerance? Who propped up this Kanhaiya Kumar, Rohit Vemula, Hardik Patel, now Gurmehar Kaur, tomorrow somebody else. Sir, we are just, we are under attack from all other corners. We are just defending and we are just trying to explain to the nation about the, uncalled for attack against us, nothing else. And if you go through the Facebook timeline of Gurmehar Kaur, then you will very well understand her political lenience and her past actions and past association with certain political outfits. Now, when her political lenience is quite visible, and she cannot take shelter under the martyrdom of her father when she cannot defend her statement.
What's your specific charge? You're saying you're looking at her Facebook posts, her political leanings are known. First and foremost, everybody is entitled to his or her political leanings. There's no problem with that. Secondly, the fact that her father died in action is a reality. She's not exploiting it. This is a post made in 2016 in May. It's come out into the news now because some people have linked it with her recent post. In her recent post, she's attacking the ABVP and therefore the two issues are being conflated. Frankly, she said this in May 2016. A lot of what is being said by you or by others should have been said that time. It wasn't. It's being said now because she's attacked the ABVP.
No, sir. She has exercised her, right to free speech. And we are just countering her views, nothing else. And one more thing, there are 527 soldiers died for the nation. They sacrificed their lives for the nation during Kargil war. And there are thousands of policemen and army personnel who gave their life for the nation. But none of their sons and daughters are speaking like this, Gurmehar Kaur. That is what is shocking for us.
Okay, you've said your piece. I will not weigh in on judgment one way or the other. We leave it to our viewers to decide what they make of the comments made now by BJP MP from Mysore, Pratap Simha, breaking his silence for the first time here on India Today, answering the questions that have been asked since the time he put out this split screen image with Dawood Ibrahim on the one side, Gurmehar Kaur on the other. Is that comparison even fair? We leave it to the wisdom of our viewers. Thank you so much, Pratap, for joining us.
Okay, so that was the conversation that you just heard. But the big important question that we are asking on India Today is whether disintegration in the name of dissent is justified. Now, this is with respect to that video that has been put forth by the ABVP, where one can hear the students sloganeering. However, India Today independently cannot verify the authenticity of the video. Please share your thoughts. Hasmukh?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Two things. The first thing, as far as Gurmehar Kaur is concerned, I don't think there is anything wrong in what she said. There are two things about it. First up, she has not blamed about anybody else. She has not pointed fingers at somebody else's death. She has told about her own father's death. Nobody will tell something bad about one's own father. And she's gone through enough. The family has gone through enough after his martyrdom. And one must see that, if you really see the full video, it's very clear that she has not said anything that is anti-national, anything of that sort. She has even mentioned very clearly that Pakistan has been a part of it. But at the same time, she has made a point which is a larger point, which we should all think deeply at. It's a very beautiful point that she's brought out, that war is the cause for it. But if you just take into concern, all Pakistanis are not killing all Indians. If her father had not been on the battlefield, he wouldn't have been killed. If he was just doing any other job like you and me are doing, I'm sure he would not have been killed by Pakistanis. So therefore, it is because he was in the battleground that he was killed. So it is a bigger meaning that she has brought into, and it is a high time that these politicians, and I don't know how many times you have to repeat all these things, they have to think, before they start speaking against every Tom, Dick and Harry, and even children,
right,
young, old, and all. They just don't think about it. That's one thing. And the second part of it, as far as this sloganeering and things are happening, if you really go through this, about 60% of those joining in these things are not really part of it. They just join it just for the hype of it, because like India Today and every other channels, they get a lot of coverage. Overnight, they're on the national television. And if you just watch for 5 minutes, you can come to know that some of them, after shouty slogan, the next minute they keep laughing. So this publicity stunt also is there as far as this sloganeering is concerned.
All right, Hasmukh, thanks so much for speaking to us. Suraj joins us next. He's calling us from Thrissur. Suraj, good afternoon. Please go ahead and share your views.
Actually, we Indians can't tolerate like Umar Ghani, like anti-nationals like Umar Ghani. Hello?
Yes.
We can't tolerate for cheap publicity. I am talking about Gurmehar Kaur now. She's only for cheap publicity doing this. Okay, this is my view on her post and all anti-national.
All right, Suraj, thanks so much for speaking to us. Our next caller is Anshuman from Kolkata. Anshuman, good afternoon and thanks so much for speaking to us. Please go ahead and share your views.
Yeah, I would just like to say that this recent this thing which happened last year in JNU has just got a rerun. Obviously, you cannot verify the veracity, but this has become a really dangerous trend that students are going and raising such kind of anti-India slogans.
Right.
And obviously, we need to admit that this is because of the political parties who are misusing the children's or the students' mind to spread their viewpoints, which is very dangerous. And as Mr. Arun Jaitley very rightly said, there seems to be an alliance of subversion, which is very shocking to see that such students are raising anti-India slogans. So, clearly, Gurmehar is just one part of the story, but the larger point is not about attack or by ABPP or ISA.
Okay.
It is not about the physical assault, because that is from both sides. We cannot just comment who did it. That is for investigation to do. But the main point is that this kind of sloganeering, how can we tolerate such things? And who decides what is anti-national and nationalism? That is a larger debate, and we should be focusing on that rather than who attacked and Gurmehar Kaur, who is used as a, like many view that she is being used as a pawn by political parties.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. India Today's Ilma Hassan joins us for more on this. Ilma, some call it a dangerous trend with the way campus politics have become. It's become so bitter. Some call it an attempt to stifle free speech. What is it that you're hearing from the students from various other colleges with regards to this video and the Ramjas violence?
Well, Avantika, as I had mentioned earlier, when I spoke to the SFI and ISA students, they didn't deny shouting these slogans, but what they said was that it was taken out of context. They were asking for azadi from poverty and from capitalism, not what it sounds like or what it's being made out to be. They said they didn't say anything seditious. Now, if you go around speaking to students of Delhi University, as we have been doing in the past couple of days, students who are not affiliated to any political party are scared of the sort of how politically charged Delhi University has presently become. You enter the university and you see, hundreds of police personnel present. You see heavy security there, not exactly conducive to an environment that is meant for academics, that is meant to study, especially at a point of time when students have their exams coming up. Many of them also have their internals coming up. So when you go around speaking to students, all of them are saying that they just want this controversy to get over because it's really hampering their day-to-day activities in DU. Avantika, I would also like to point out one thing. While, whether the fact that we have to authenticate this particular video that is being shown presently, we also have to keep in mind that yesterday when the left-wing party staged a protest, the specific left-wing party that was also raising these slogans, we saw support of like hundreds and thousands of students who marched across Delhi University, a large number in comparison to what the ABVP had in its Tiranga March. So clearly there's a lot more support that the left-wing parties have. It could also have to do with the fact that Gurmehar Kaur had also asked for the support from Khalsa College till arts faculty. She had also called out to students to come. So there's also a lot of anti-ABVP sentiment that is present among Delhi University as well.
Okay. In fact, Ilma, stay with me. I would like to play out that video once again for the benefit of our viewers. We once again reiterate that India Today cannot verify the authenticity of this particular video, which is presently under investigation. Our next caller is Ajay, who's calling us from Bengaluru. Ajay, thanks so much for speaking to us and calling us on the broadcast. Please go ahead, share your views. Tell us, what do you think about this video that has surfaced?
I have the view that the anti-national these organizations, student organizations which are chanting, let us ban these organizations so that these are because political.
All right, Ajay, we seem to be having an issue there with your audio. We'll just fix that. Our next caller, Sushant, is calling us from Mumbai. Sushant, please go ahead and tell us, what do you think? Sushant, can you hear me? Uma is our next caller. She calls us from Mumbai. Uma, if you can hear me, please go ahead and share your views.
I can very much hear you.
Yes, Uma.
See, what you are saying, the politicizing and all those things, besides the point. One thing you have to, who started this?
Yes.
Okay, this Gurmehar and this girl, 20-year-old, she has got in voting rights. And इतनी दूर से धुली हुई तो नहीं है कि उसने मैच स्टिक लगा दिया और भाग गई अभी. I mean, shoot and scoot sort of thing. And who is behind her? That is the right question. Now, why she has withdrawn all of a sudden?
Okay.
Why she has withdrawn all of a sudden? See, I am telling you, I am apolitical. Let me assure you.
Okay.
I don't belong to any political ideology. But let me tell you one thing. Any sane individual who is viewing all these things can really make out that this high political drama is being done by parties which are on the losing end now.
Right.
The leftists. They want this thing in the students' mind so that they can come to power. See, all these things are pre-enacted dramas. Now, why this girl has... because she is disillusioned.
Okay.
She did not, mind you, she did not get the support which she thought will be forthcoming
Right,
and pouring.
Uma. All right. We heard you. And thank you so much for sharing your views. We have a reaction from the Union Minister, Venkaiah Naidu, who spoke to India Today. Let's listen in.
ना राष्ट्रवाद माने क्या है? देश के हित में सोचना, देश के हित में बोलना. राष्ट्र विरोधी क्या है? कश्मीर को आज़ादी, इनको आज़ादी, बस्तर को आज़ादी, उसको आज़ादी. आज़ादी है, आज़ादी रहेगा और किसी के कारण से, किसी के दया के कारण से नहीं है, देश का जनता के कारण से. इसलिए राष्ट्र विरोधी लोग जो लोग जिस तरह का नारा दे रहे, जिस तरह का व्यवहार कर रहे, उसका निंदा हम लोग हमेशा करते.
I have with me now retired Major Gaurav Arya joining us. How do you respond to this video? I mean, on one hand, you have these young students saying that debate and dissent is part of democratic ethos and that, there's an attempt to stifle free speech. And then on the other side, you get to hear sloganeering like this at campuses.
See, all these students who are saying, Desh ki Azadi, Desh ke Tukde and such things, see, essentially, they have got freedom which is absolutely free. They haven't done anything for this freedom. They have not contributed to the national mainstream. They are much too young.
Yes.
And you see, also the fact that you can argue, you can dissent, you can criticize the government.
Yes.
Nobody has stopped it. It's a God-given right. It's enshrined in the constitution. But you cannot say Bharat ke tukde honge, Kashmir मांगे आजादी. देखिए हर चीज का एक फौजी सरहद पे कुर्बानी देता है, शहादत देता है, तो शहादत के कुछ मायने होने चाहिए. There must be some deeper meaning to the martyrdom of a soldier. You can't have 20-somethings roaming around in the campus because it's fashionable. Kashmir ko azadi chahiye. I want to ask, how many of these students have actually been to Kashmir? How many of them have actually seen Bastar or can locate Bastar on a map of India? All this... Does
this worry you, Major Gaurav? Do you think this is a very dangerous trend? And do you also think that the present definition of sedition in the Indian Penal Code also needs to be seriously reconsidered, seriously looked into as well?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It needs to be. This is dangerous, and the definition of sedition should be looked at. There should be clearly defined red lines. Let's all have a debate in this country what those red lines should be.
Yes.
Nobody is against free speech. I mean, we are a democracy. I'm all for free speech. But when you start questioning the idea of India, when people actually say that Kashmir Azadi, what are they saying? Azadi kya? Azadi kya? According to the UN resolution, Kashmir either stays with India or Pakistan. There is no mention of Azadi in the UN resolution, which means that these people are saying that take away Indian Kashmir and give it to Pakistan. If that is the Azadi they're looking at, then you decide whether it's Deshdroh or not, whether it's treason or not. It's for the world to decide then.
Right. No, then I think the time has come to have a serious discussion on what really defines sedition, what defines anti-nationalism. Sushil Pandit is also joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thanks so much for speaking to us. How do you react to this video that we are showcasing, the kind of sloganeering that was witnessed at Ramjas College, asking for Kashmir ki Azadi, etc.? The authenticity still needs to be verified. It is still under investigation. But do you think perhaps there is a sinister design, the creation of these mischief makers to ensure that trouble takes place at various campuses?
Avantika, I'm not surprised. I was a complainant 6 years ago.
Yes, yes.
In a case where Arundhati Roy, S.A. Gilani, and various other usual suspects were found hosting a public event and calling for Azadi, calling for dismemberment of India, calling for waging a violent armed struggle to break India up because India has no business being in such a big size. And I had filed an FIR. FIR was at Tilak Marg police station. It is 6 years. Under 124 sedition, this FIR is still pending any action.
See, and that's the tragic part of it, isn't it?
Courage this. We have actually put a premium on this. If we do not act on this for years, then you are in fact creating fertile ground for it. More and more people will do it, and this is what has happened now. It is incredible that a country allows its own destruction from within and does nothing about it.
Right, right. Sushil Pandit, thank you so much for joining us, and we will continue to talk about this in detail.